Hello, I am Brandon, the humble host of Actual Play Broadcast. This will serve as an introduction to our broadcast for the time being. As we record and publish more, it shall change. We are still getting things set up, so apologies for any errors, skips, or silence that may occur. Everything will be smoothed out in due time. Please enjoy our broadcasts of various RPGs, and remember to tune in for more every week, as continuations or new adventures will be posted at such times. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
And we're recording.
Touch the boats.
All right, time to punk that cyber.
Thank you everybody for joining us for another episode of Actual Play Broadcast. This is Zemian running Portland Shadows. Episode 4.
Question mark? Question mark? Question mark?
Has there only been 4 episodes? There's no way.
Something like that.
4 or 5.
Yeah. No, it's only been 4 because we completed our first run in 2, and then we did the third episode of finding out we're gonna have to kill a evil ass fucking spirit thing.
Oh, kill is a strong word.
Yeah, but didn't that take 2 sessions?
That's what I thought.
So far.
Yeah, it did.
That did.
Oh, then I'm stupid. I'm what you call dumbass.
Wait, no, that would make this 4.
Either way, it's another episode. The you'll know the number. Yeah. The number is the number that I put the episode at.
Exactly.
That's how you, the listener, will know. If that says 6, that means we're on episode 6. If that says 13, I don't know how we got here, but it's 13.
Yeah. All right. So let's jump into the recap. Who wants to lead the recap?
I'll do it. So, we went and after the exploratory dive into the water from our mage friend astral projecting, and realizing, well, we need to go dive after that, after the what seems to be body. We went and proceeded to rent diving suits, which cost more than we all wanted to spend, but contacts kind of fell through. 2 of us went down there, dove out, went out on the lake, dove down, and couldn't find it. While we were down there, something attacked the boat that people were on, sending them into the freezing cold water, because this is still winter. Syndra's character, whose character name escapes me, Carmine? Carmine went and was just like, okay, well, I'm just going to see what's doing this, and proceeded to get smacked by a spirit.
A spirit that was piloting a troll-shaped corpse. And swimming through the water at great speed.
Yeah, wasn't it a troll girl-shaped corpse?
I don't know if we could tell that.
You don't know.
Oh, okay, we don't know girl.
She was astrally projecting. She could only see auras, so fine details are a little challenging.
Did you manage to sense what kind of spirit it was?
No, I got punched in the astral face really hard, but it was able to hide itself in the corpse like a shell. And from that, we were able to determine that it is very likely a Shadim, since that's how they work.
AK bad news.
What? A Shadim.
They possess corpses to act in the physical world rather than materializing, because they can't materialize.
They're like deep spirits.
Zombies?
They make zombies, kind of.
Yeah, they're the settings equivalent of zombies. We don't have mindless undead. We have Shadim, which is nightmare fuel.
Which is worse.
Yeah, it's really bad, very worse. Bad news. It's very bad news.
It's what we call infinitely worse.
Yeah.
Because spirits are really powerful, and they still are those.
We were able to rescue the people that went overboard, and we are currently inside a van heating them up so as they not to freeze to death. But I believe we like you saw it going in the direction of like another house, I believe. That was still like partially submerged, so our fun in the water isn't quite over yet, and we're gonna have to fight a spirit piloting a troll body, so that's going to be just fan-fucking-tacular.
Yeah, I still got to resolve jumping into the water to get my Nodachi.
Yes, the bunny formerly known as Blur has thrown themselves into the lake to go get their sword that they dropped when the boat flipped. Well, they lost when the boat flipped.
I was gonna say I didn't.
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
My body goes limp in the car seat as I astrally project after them, just in case.
Yes. So you two are going off.
Actual adventure.
It's gonna take you a little bit to get over there. Because it was a 20-minute boat ride from that house to where the van is parked.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all are going over there. From you, Syndra, I need a intuition plus willpower.
Oh boy.
That can only mean good things.
Yeah, of course.
Completely unrelated to the question I asked earlier.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Tommy tells me that all the time, and that does not help.
Where's the? Okay. Sorry, I couldn't find the dice channel for a little bit. Every time after my first roll, it's like SR number of dice, right?
Yes.
6 successes.
Damn. Okay.
Ha.
I'm gonna just to check if it's still working.
Let me see.
Okay, cool. That's still working.
I
know we had issues with it before, but we can pre-edge successfully.
Damn. Okay.
Oh, nice.
All right. That's unfortunate. Man, that was gonna. All right, whatever. Okay.
Unfortunate that Carmine doesn't randomly murder Blur from the astral.
Yeah.
You're not only Jared. It's fine. At least I don't think.
Where are you rolling, Dominic?
I was just doing a test roll to see if edging works because we had issues with it last time.
Gotcha. All right.
No edging on stream. Damn.
So you two are going out.
Tell me what to do.
You all go out. Carmine. Oh fuck! Here's this age-old question. I'm just gonna rule it this way.
Okay.
I need you to give me the Shadowrun equivalent of the perception test.
It's perception. Well, I guess it might be a sensing since I'm on the astral plane right now.
It's the age-old question because you're not actually scanning for spirit information. This is just you being aware of your surroundings. I'm going to say intuition, perception.
Yeah, because the sensing is kind of a how well do you read things. I've made it simple though.
Yeah,
and
it's examining the aura of things.
Are the same for me.
That's fair.
Okay. That's convenient.
Roll them both.
Yeah, I do that on purpose with as many characters as I can because that's an annoying thing to figure out. 1 success.
All right.
Ooh.
Doing the dice roll channel next time, then.
Oh.
1 success, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everything's fine. You're flying over there. Well, you're flying. They're rowing. The rest of you are enjoying the nice heated leather interior of Orochi's definitely not battle station, mobile battle station.
Really use here.
And just hanging out with a limp body in the backseat. And yeah, just showering things. Maybe listening to a little bit of Goblin rock turned really low.
Yeah. The one of the local radio channels is probably turned on. I don't know. It's doing all
Goblin rock.
Yeah. Doing all the
troll country.
Gunshots fired, and then kazoo.
This ain't your grandpappy's radio station.
Bang bang.
So y'all are hanging out. It's the two of you going out to find the sword. You make your way back to the house, and Blur, you still have the wetsuit on. You jump in the water. Go ahead, give me a perception check as the bottom of the lake here has definitely been disturbed. It's still a bit silted out. So let's see if you can find the Nodachi on the bottom of the lake.
Absolutely. And given the relevance of this, I am pre-edging.
Yep.
So that's going to be...
given the silted out conditions and it's kind of overcast and kind of gray out, I'm going to say you're going to have a -3 to your dice pool.
Okay.
I don't imagine I'll be able to see a sword-shaped object laying flat on the ground that well from the astral, but I'll go down below the surface to keep an eye out for any approaching movement.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm glad I fucking edged because that.
The interesting part of that, Carmine, is that because it's silted out, there is technically mana particles on top of the water itself having mana in it. It is also obscuring your own vision in a type of smoke screen. It just looks a little different.
My screen is prettier, I guess.
You get down there and you feel around, and you can actually feel a ridge in the bottom of the lake where the boat came to rest. And so you feel around in the middle of that area, and you do eventually find the familiar feeling of the Nodachi and its scabbard, and successfully retrieve it.
Thank God.
And you scramble back up onto the boat and make your way back. It's going to take about 40 minutes for the two of them to come back, but nothing terrible happens. So when they return, Blur still dripping wet a bit, and suddenly Carmine is conscious again in the backseat of the car. It is 12:15. Middle of the day.
I'm really glad you found that, because I did not want to fight a Shadim with a troll body and a Nodachi.
What a fucking cool in the lake with the Nodachi.
God.
In the lake, by the Shadim troll with a Nodachi.
While
Blair just kind of is death gripping this thing to her chest.
While they were gone, because if I believe correctly, Carmine mentioned Shadim to us already. Kind of give us a good rundown. I do want to do a matrix search on.
Absolutely. By all means. Go for it. Roll the bones.
I will roll the bones.
Cool. So Shadim, obviously, they are a known phenomenon. Their first reported instances were following the astral rift that formed with Dunkelzahn's passing. Because he didn't just die, he died and he left a fucking hole into the metaverse, effectively.
He died really hard.
Yes. And since then, Shadim have been a regular occurrence. There have been some disasters that have happened where they have come in mass, and otherwise they kind of trickle in. It's not clear to the public if they're summoned in by other Shadim. Do they just kind of find their way here? The mechanics of that are not known by the public, but the concept of spirit-possessed corpses is something that they're very much aware of. They are known to infiltrate organizations. There was an instance some years back in the latest jihad in history was actually led by a Shadim masquerading as an Arab man.
My follow-up question, which is how conscious are these things? Are they just like drooling, mindless, like brains kind of thing, or do they actually have some human?
from the public perception, it is hard to say. What is understood is they are spirits, they are sapient, they do have a degree of intelligence, considering that one was revealed as being behind an entire movement like a jihad. At the very least, it is known that what are referred to as Master Shadim are intelligent, very intelligent. As for the standard Shadim, how smart they are, it's not clear. But it is known that Shadim tend to follow their master's orders. And so, generally, when they are found, it is very serious business to ferret them out and kill them. Or, kill them, I say. Remove them from this plane. Because killing spirits is difficult work. Sending them back home, though, is a good way to get rid of them in the long term.
Yeah, send them into a manhole.
Yeah, you just have one of those in your back pocket.
Yeah.
Just whip out a cyber zombie. It's that easy.
Yeah. Sorry,
but
guys.
yeah.
I went into the wrong type of wear.
That is like the basic information. So I'll give you that for one of your successes. You have 3 successes to ask additional questions that I may answer.
So, the Jihad one actually answers a number of them. What are known weaknesses to, or like, what is proven to work to like either expel them from a corpse or whatnot?
Online, you will generally find it referred to as exorcism. Your mage party member can very easily chip in and be like, actually, technically speaking, that's called banishment. Same thing, but,
Merlins, I swear.
Yeah, the religious people are, Or they also tend to be weak to explosions, in the sense that if there isn't a body, well, problem solved.
Something solve problems with enough high explosives.
Well,
Yeah.
High explosive.
Yeah. If high explosives are not the solution to all your problems, you're not using enough.
Exactly.
if we want to return, if we think that for sure we want this is the kid's body, and we want to return a body to the parent with full payout.
Yeah, that's the. Literally about to say the same thing. I would love the idea of recreating that video where they blow up the whale on the beach, but we need an actual body to get paid.
What if we just bring a part back that's recognizable?
That's pretty.
Can they be reasoned with? Or if they're just kind of in a mood to...
Looking for that online, you cannot find a clear answer.
Okay.
There are other people that have asked those questions. There are some mages that are like, they're fucking aliens, man. You want to have a conversation with them? They don't understand us. They want what we got, man.
Yeah, Swim wants to make a fucking zombie. How would I do?
Yeah, but you don't find a clear, actual hardline answer. You find a lot of just people arguing.
Imagine that.
But
Well, fine.
I could take
On the
question.
Matrix?
Sure. What's your question?
How would you identify said master?
Ooh, good one.
That is a good one.
So identifying a master Shadim, resources for these kinds of things are kind of hit and miss online.
Just follow masters, right?
Yeah, they follow masters generally. It is because there's not a ton that is known about them, at least from the public eye. The assumption is to find a master is to essentially, ideally, you figure out who is pulling the strings on what is happening and why. The problem is they don't always infiltrate places. Sometimes they're just out there. and the master is just among the other Shadim. However, there are some mages that suggest the masters are regularly more powerful than the Shadim they have command over.
That would make sense.
I would suspect that in a group of them working together, if one of them is a master, it would probably be the one with the most favorable body possessed.
True. How do these things get about masquerading as a corpse? Like, if I understand correctly, the corpse does decay still.
I believe we figured out, or we established last time, that the process stops while they're possessed.
Ah.
But that might have been told to us after game. I don't remember.
I mean, you specifically, Carmine, given your situation and being a mage, that is not a hard set of dots for you to connect. Very likely, chances are the magical force by which they possess by probably also prevents continued degradation. Although, considering they are regularly seen as corpses, the assumption would be they cannot repair damage that has already been done to the corpse.
Mm.
So they cannot restore a corpse. As far as you know, they cannot undo damage that caused it to die effectively, but you prevent it from rotting further.
Yeah.
I have a question, and maybe this is just a more general one. Does it have a part that it possesses from? Like, if you cut off an arm, will it be able to control both the arm and the body, or would it be sectioned off into one? What denotes a possession amount?
That is for the mage to answer.
Hmm.
Because I'm at searches.
Yeah, your search results for Shadim are used up. You're done with that.
Yeah. I can roll for that with magical theory potentially, but I also have assumptions. But
I'll leave it up to you. You can explain based off of your assumptions, or you can make a roll. Choice is yours.
Yeah, I'll try making a roll.
Okay.
And I will speculate if the roll does not succeed.
Magical theory plus logic.
Okay. Two successes.
Okay. From your understanding, when an item is possessed, the item as a whole is possessed. If you take a part off of that item, you're not suddenly going to have two spirits. The spirit is not going to suddenly be caught in that small little sliver or whatever part broke off either. In the same sense that if you take a metahuman and you cut their arm off, they don't have that arm anymore. Their essence is not suddenly reduced. Their spirit is not greatly diminished by it. It is not until the installation of cyberware or other synthetic things does the essence begin to degrade. So cutting off a part of a possessed corpse very likely will not wholly disrupt the spirit unless you are using a weapon that can hurt spirits.
Okay, so you cut off the arm, is done. It's not attached to the spirit's power anymore, it sounds like.
Yeah, which in the case of a zombie, you cut off an arm, okay, it doesn't have an arm anymore. So that's, you reduce the potential threat it is. But yeah.
Yeah, that is still helpful.
I guess the idea is if I can take off the body's head then even if we blow the rest up, we have something to bring back. I just don't want to, I don't know, do something that will make things worse.
I believe if you remove the head, then, I mean, one of two things will happen. Either the possession is centered in the head, and now there isn't a rest of the body for it to pilot, so it isn't very threatening anymore, at least on the physical plane. Or the possession remains in the rest of the body, in which case there is still a body with 4 limbs to contend with, possibly blinded along with missing other senses, depending on how the possession works. But we would have that head for the sake of the job, at least, as morbid of a delivery as it would be.
They asked for a body, so that is a body.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, when it was discussed, part of a body was an option we were given, so I don't think that was completely outside of expectation.
Yeah, so
we'll just need to be prepared for that conversation.
We do maim this body.
What was that?
You were cutting out.
Oh, we're cutting out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, if we do maim this body, we need to probably prepare a pretty good explanation as to why, and an explanation of what a shadim is.
Personally, I think we should deliver that explanation.
Yeah,
now.
just a character actual question about this world, because I'm not familiar with it. How common is spirit bullshit? If I just rock up and say, yeah, Shadim's band, they'll be like, gotcha.
Well, it's an interesting thing. Spirit things are quite common. But to the average person, it's not necessarily common, in the sense that people are aware spirits are a thing, that things happen, all of that. But the average person who does not have magic and doesn't interface with that stuff that much could easily go their whole life without necessarily having an interaction with spirits, and it could remain in the realm of, I don't know, it's weird magic shit, and I know nothing about that. But you could have well-read people who don't have magic who do know stuff.
Yeah, my curiosity is just how much context would we need to provide?
In this situation, these are people that are, let's put it bluntly, these are people that have been abandoned by society. It's safe to assume that these people have limited, if any, schooling. Their education is very likely what their parents taught them, if anything. So their knowledge of what is beyond this area and Portland is very likely limited.
Okay.
So if you say Shadim to them, they're probably going to give you a blank look and be like, what?
So it may behoove us, out of character suggestion, it may behoove us to go talk to them and be like, hey, you guys got a Shadim problem, and that might be where she is.
That's actually what I personally think we should do. I was in character about to suggest that, but I think the conversation is going to be a lot easier if we go and talk to him now, or whenever he's available, depending. Tell him about the possibility. There's time for the possibility to sink in, at least before anything is confirmed that might soften things a bit. And we wouldn't have to try to explain anything while possibly holding a body part.
Yeah, if we preempt it, then it will seem less like unexpected or off.
Yeah. Also, there wouldn't be the chance of it looking like we made it up on the spot because we fucked up.
Yeah. There's also, and this will be St. Cloud. We also have to be aware of the dad one, or was it the dad or the uncle?
Uncle.
Uncle. The uncle wanted to know what led to this. And from our brief interactions, this side of the street doesn't really talk to the other side of the street. Not out of like bad blood or anything, but just, the sense of community is a little lacking. I don't think we want to tell them that, like, the kid said to jump in and she did, and then got nabbed by a Shadim.
Well,
I think it's best to just stress the fact that this was a horrible, horrible accident.
I think it's most.
If the thing was not there, none of this would have happened. You would have had a kid come home late, wet, pissed at their friends, but alive.
Well,
And there's no way that these kids knew.
A Shadim on the astral plane without a body to possess doesn't actually have any way of interacting with the physical world. So the Shadim possessing her now, assuming we're correct about this, and it didn't have a body before, wouldn't have been able to kill her. So I think she either drowned accidentally, or I have another theory that it could be potentially a lot worse.
Oh.
Well, remember when we were told about the 4 traffickers who were taken care of a long time ago here?
Oh.
When I first projected down to the bottom of the lake, I saw some cinder blocks with restraints on them that were broken, but no remains of any bodies.
And if Shadim could have, like, out of character, because I remember this, they said this part of the lake was haunted, and it's seemingly been this way for a while. So it sounds like maybe there was a Shadim before they started dumping bodies here.
So the characters were using this as a dumping ground for their bodies, not knowing that there was a corpse-stealing spirit that was living in the body dump.
Yeah, or possibly multiple of them.
Well, we don't know if they were necessarily there before that, but I think they might have taken those bodies after the fact, at least.
Gotcha.
And then one or more of those ones could have killed her in any number of ways, either held her under the water, or, I mean, she could have just gotten unlucky and gotten stuck and drowned the normal way. Who knows?
The kids did say that, like, there was movement in the water after she went in. Like, she went in and then, like, there was, like, swift movement. And then they all scattered to the 4 winds.
How likely is it that there is multiple down there?
I think it's pretty likely that there are up to 4 more, if all of those bodies are missing.
Yeah, we're going just off of what the kids say. Like, she was alive when they left her.
Yeah.
What was that?
Which means that either somebody is lying or somebody went back.
Well, if the 4 traffickers were drowned here a long time ago, so their bodies would have already been here for some time. So there could have already been 4 Shadim lying in wait, hoping that they could nab another corpse for their 5th.
Yeah. Well, at least up to 4 Shadim.
Yeah, I mean, they might not have all been used at once. Who knows?
Something that me and Blur noticed while we were down going through everything is in one of the tunnels there were some shovels that didn't, like, mind you, they're under the water, but they didn't look like they were rotted away.
Shovels?
Yeah, they look kind of like maybe they'd been there for a while, but they're metal, so they may not have just rusted away. It was a little hard to tell.
And when we were looking at it is when everything went to shit and we came back to the boat, so we didn't really have a full chance to.
Blur will give a nod in agreement.
Thought we Had we heard that these tunnels were already here before the place flooded, or do you think the Shadim might be digging them for some reason?
Can I remember how new the tunnels seemed?
Sure, make a memory test.
Excellent. My greatest stat. I 5. Kidding.
I will also make a memory test. I don't remember what memory is based off of. I think it's logic and something else.
Logic, willpower.
Logic, willpower.
I got 4 successes on it. I remember all the shit.
Nice.
That is almost a perfect memory test for me.
That's a dot, not a slash.
Slash roll.
No, yeah, no, I'm just dumb.
Oh.
7.
So yeah,
decent rolls.
The tunnel you went into looked like it had been there for a while. Going down progressively, though, especially down to where the shovels were, looked vaguely fresh.
So let me posit this idea, and I don't like it. Well, I have my scanner. I had my goggles and scanning the entire time. Could I overlay that over the current map? That way I can know where that tunnel led to?
Yeah.
This is another OOC question for context, because my brain may be playing tricks on me. Didn't we find a circle, magical circle at some point? I don't remember we did, but I could swear that was relevant.
No, I don't think you found a magic circle. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'm mistaking that from something else, but I swore we found a magical circle in the basement.
Yeah.
But if you tell me we didn't, we did.
Okay.
It has been a bit since we played. For those listening, since this is bi-weekly, alternating with another game, I think we missed one.
Yeah, we missed it for contract.
That's right. Yeah, so it's been like a month.
Yeah.
Forgive us.
It's fine.
Yeah, no magical circle.
Sorry, Mimi.
Overlapping what you scanned with a real world map. You do see the tunnel does appear to, like what's described, it goes deeper down. So it's not trying to connect to another house, at least as far as you can tell.
Okay.
It also, we have to bear in mind the 2 other directions that we just straight haven't explored yet.
No, and unfortunately we're renting this equipment, so we're not going to be able to really fully delve into that. The bigger...
Did you say the tunnels go? I'm sorry.
Tunnels, they're going more down than away.
Oh,
My initial thought was that they were using the tunnel system to try to get underneath a bunch of houses and just collapse them all.
Oh man, that would have been messed up.
I mean,
yeah, I'm with Larry. If it's spirit, it doesn't care. I don't think it particularly matters that half sunken, empty houses collapse for it.
Well, I was thinking it'd be trying to move towards other houses where people are currently alive.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, but it doesn't appear that that's the case anyway. Good thought, just glad that that's not the case.
Yeah, same.
What could they be digging for then? If it is
yeah, that's weird to me too. I'm not sure.
do Shadim have well, no, they're not they're spirits, so they're not ghosts. They're not people who died pissed off or with a job half finished.
No. Out of character, from what I understand, Shadim are just really angry, deep, fucking parallel universe spirits. Whatever the astral explanation is for this universe, they are far out there. Not quite as far out there as horrors, but they are of the angry variety.
Angie.
I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter what their plan is. We just gotta get the girl or take care of it.
Yeah, I'm just kind of wondering what this thing's drive is. Like, why?
If we can get the girl, even if we don't take care of the spirit, we can like tell someone and they can send out people. I don't think like Portland would want a Shadim in the area.
That's assuming they
wouldn't even know what to
care about this area.
Yeah, they wouldn't. This area, there's everything here is flooded. They don't. This isn't on anyone's radar.
Yeah, out of character. Blur's thought is the optics of there being a Shadim in the Portland area, period, are bad enough or threatening enough that they're going to take care of it, whether it's Wyndham or not.
I think they could see people somehow trying to blame Wyndham, and honestly, I could sooner see them just cordoning the area off before actually sending someone in to deal with it.
Yeah.
Just her thoughts, like whether she's right or
wrong. It brings up a very poignant point. You're not being paid to kill Shadim. You're being paid to bring back evidence of the niece.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we're going to kill Shadim, we may want to see about either getting some fucking payment for it or really avoiding it entirely unless we really want the brownie points.
I mean, they had to pull together a collection to even pay us for the job initially, didn't they?
Yeah. So I don't think that the Wyndham locals are going to, but we might be able to. Hey, we'll take care of the Shadim, and you don't have to even. No one has to hear about it, and you don't have to deal with it publicly if you just slide us like a 10K.
Technically speaking, we haven't even fulfilled the first part. We have not confirmed that she's dead.
Yeah,
no, we haven't.
Be someone else. We don't know.
Yeah.
I am curious though. St. Cloud, do you know if there's a bounty on Shadim? There is on a lot of things, including myself. So, curious.
I actually have a question. Universe-wise, is Dunkelzan's bounties still up? I know he set up a company for it, and I cannot remember the name for. But like this late in the game, are those still all standing?
In a shape and form, yes. They have been altered here and there, but yes.
Okay. I don't think he specifically had one for Shadim, but good to know if we come across bug spirits or some shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is one for insect spirits, and
same with blood mages.
I actually don't think Draco Foundation has ones for infected, but some people do.
Realized I have photographic memory. I didn't have to roll.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
St. Cloud can never forget the trauma.
Yeah. No. Don't worry about it. Would I be able to roll to see if there's any bounties on Shadim? Either information or if we can prove that we killed one. I don't know how we would, but
yeah, you can check online. You can do a major search.
Okay.
Yeah, that was why I was asking St. Cloud, and he'd be the one who could look it up most easily.
Oops, I saw 11.
Sorry about any background noise, by the way. My roommate's cat is very sad that my roommates are not here.
9.
Okay. Yeah, you do look around. There's no bounties for killing Shadim. Actually, killing a spirit is difficult. At most, they are dismissed from this plane, typically. Permanently killing a spirit is difficult work. That said, there are no bounties for doing such a thing. There's no bounty for disrupting a Shadim.
Okay.
Because, as you suggested, proving that you did it is kind of difficult.
Yeah.
That said, should you find a way to capture one, there are some corporations that have an interest.
I'm gonna be real. Even if we could, I'm not sure that we want to.
Yeah.
I mean, given that my initial knowledge of Shadim came from like rumors of the UCAS trying to make Shadim soldiers, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, Chief.
I mean, let me ask this question. How deep in debt are you?
Very.
I will
Not-
tell you the two major corporations in the area that have the biggest interest are Shiawase and Ares. And they're willing to shell out based off of the quality of the specimen.
I guess so. The question is, if we want to try to double dip like this, let's say that we're able to get a hold of it. It can't jump corpses or whatever. But it's the girl. Like,
We just can't ship the girls to the corporation.
I guess how hard is it to capture a Shadim? Can it jump, or because it can only inhabit corpses, right? So can it jump corpses, and how far can it do it? If someone dies down the street while we're driving along with a zombie, is that a thing? And are we able to do the like chopping off parts of it?
Well, it can still move astrally without a corpse to inhabit. That's just the only way for it to materialize on the material plane.
So we need to find it.
It could just leave. Yeah, either.
That's the age question.
If we could get inside a mana field of some kind, or a mana barrier. Orochi, this is a long shot because, I mean, putting a spirit inside something like this is a little odd. But does your smuggling compartment have astral shielding? Does it have any fab or anything like that?
And no, I don't have any magical shielding in.
Oh.
No. And
I imagine. Oh, sorry.
Doesn't like the fab thing, magical shielding, have some weaknesses? Like, can't it break out?
Yeah, in theory. That's the only thing I could think of short of setting up a fully enclosed mana barrier, which isn't something I have the spells for.
I don't even if the smuggling compartment had it, wouldn't the Shadim be able to escape on the way over, or even if we take it out at the corporation?
Yeah. I mean, short of me holding it myself, it's pretty much impossible to contain a spirit by material means.
Blur just kind of gives a slow nod. She's pretending to understand.
Let me.
I mean, that's what binding is for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is something I do not have points in because I was spread pretty thin when I made this character.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So normally the way someone would control a spirit would be to bind it, which is commonly done after summoning. Then you can control it. But that isn't something I have experience with, unfortunately.
Okay, out of character suggestion. We do the job now. We leave the Shadim like a piggy bank, and when you have more experience, we come back and do that.
Oh my god.
I'd rather.
Yeah, as Lair calls it, an investment.
I'd rather get my
Probably,
future funds from something that doesn't involve leaving a deadly spirit right next to a community.
So it's like rather Orochi just well, I certainly know I need the money, but this entire thing makes me a little uncomfortable. We will probably have to deal with the Shadim no matter if they have possessed the girl's body. We will have to deal with them one way or another. So
I mean, if they possessed her body, I think we just take a part off and run.
do they offer bounties for, like, I don't know, location of spirits like that?
No.
Maybe. I mean, I'm planning on helping get rid of the Shadim for this area, payment or not. Like,
there may be, from your experience with Shadowrunners, there may be interested people who are willing for that kind of information as pay data.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be a huge payout. Just knowing where something is, especially like Shadim, it's not going to be worth a lot. Like, a corporation is willing to shell out money if you're going to do the work. You're going to catch the thing and you're going to bring it in. If you try to tell them, hey, there's this thing over there, well, why the fuck do we care? We're not over there. But if you're going to do the work for them, they'll pay you for it.
Because suddenly that's work they just don't have to do.
Yeah.
And that is worth a tangible amount to them.
It's something they can make money off of.
Orochi just looks over. Can these spirits can you shoot them?
It depends on what you're shooting them with. Mostly no.
Because I have normal bullets.
You can shoot the bodies they inhabit, but that's it.
And stick and shocks. And tear gas.
I'll cover all of those questions at once. When a spirit is not materialized, it doesn't exist on the material plane at all. You won't even... The only interaction it can possibly have with you if you aren't on the astral plane is you might feel a chill or something as it passes through you. Or maybe CFAB1 light up when it passes through. Most spirits have the ability to materialize, and that's how they interact with the physical plane. They become solid to us and simultaneously exist on both planes, like I do, or like any other mage astrally perceiving or an adept, etc. They're still, when they're in that state, they're pretty resistant to regular attacks, but they can be harmed by regular physical means, so you could shoot them, as long as you can shoot them really hard. The thing with Shadim, though, is they lack that power, but instead can pilot corpses in this way. Now, because of that, damaging a corpse is still very useful against them, because if you take out the corpse they're using, now they can't do anything to you at all, because of what was previously stated, unless they can find another corpse.
Fuller thinks for a few moments. I think I can cut a troll in half.
Okay, I would call bullshit about that for most people, but...
Would the top half or the lower half be the threat then?
Probably the top half.
I don't know. Have you ever been kicked by a troll?
They can bite you.
Only a few times.
Here's the thing that I'm afraid of, and not necessarily like afraid of, but just thinking about. It's 10K flat for the retrieval of a corpse. If we bring something back, if we confirm death only, it's only 5K. If we can go, because it sounds like that you're not. I'm not equipped to handle a spirit. I'm equipped to handle a corpse. That's one thing. I don't imagine they're going to be very happy if we have to fill it with holes. But I mean, we plan on talking to them about it first anyway.
Yeah.
And so if we can retrieve something, that's perfectly fine. 10K flat for the retrieval, 10K if we bring something back. That's how it works. Great. So if we could just chop off the head and come back and say, here you go. Sure. Here's the issue. I'm $2,000 in the hole. Blur's $2,000 in the hole. And we're only making 10K from this overall. My share of that is going to be pretty much mitigated. I'm not going to get anything back. Because hang on, I'm not counting right. I'm getting less than my share back.
Mm-hmm.
Are you paying off your entire debt all at once, or is that just what you're?
No, I'm
monthly?
2K in the hole because I rented the dive suit.
Ah, right. Okay. I thought you were talking about a debt you already had.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have that, but I'm not even taking physical damage boxes for that.
I believe actually Larry covered Blur on the dive suit.
Yeah.
Oh,
So Larry is 2K in the hole because Blur
Even
is
still,
people in debt,
Even-
and Larry is
even still,
yeah.
I'm not making that money back if we do the 10K. So if that means that in order for me to get close to breaking even, I have to risk my life fighting a spirit possessing the corpse of a troll and trying to kill me, because I don't think it's going to want to give it up, silently. It's not great. Is it worth? I don't know if it's worth risking my life. Sure. If we have a way to combat the spirit in and of itself as it's like controlling the body, even better. That's why I was looking at the possibility of trying to get this information, of trying to capture the spirit and sell it off. Is it great? No. But I'm in the hole and I'm not getting out of it from this run.
Involved to capture the spirit.
What was that?
It sounds like it's very involved to capture the spirit, rather difficult.
It is.
We got to be closer.
But
you could contract out, get a mage who knows binding.
That's expensive.
Just saying.
how much are we looking at for like low bar Shadim spirit?
A low bar. So essentially, quality of the specimen really boils down to what's the force of the spirit.
Yeah, how big is the spirit inside?
A force 1 Shadim, maybe, and it's hard to say because there isn't really much material to go off of for this. But insect spirits, they'll pay a pretty penny for. Shadim, a force 1 Shadim, they'll probably, I don't know, maybe they'll throw somewhere between 50K to 100K your way. Maybe.
Jesus, and that's for force 1.
Yeah.
Which is not that is not insignificant to us.
Yeah. Like your mage just told you, catching spirits is hard work.
Paying anyone to do anything that is uniquely able to be done with magic is going to be pretty expensive anyway. So that's part of the payout for that.
Yeah, and spirits tend to be very dangerous. And that's why most people just get rid of them rather than try to catch them.
All I'm saying is that I'm not getting my payout is gone. So, but I can kind of afford that. I would like to make money from this job, but I'm not looking forward to risking my neck if I don't need to.
Could you, I don't know, look online and see if there's like a commission or something to take out spirits in the area? Maybe secondary job.
I mean, I have a.
Dive suits are welcome to split my share if we can actually take these things out.
Out of character, my thought on the dive suit thing is we just deduct that from the pay and then we split.
That's knocking 4K off of it.
Yeah. But it ensures the runners get paid.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm concerned, both as a player and as a very shy character, That is group expense for getting the job done.
I have a little bit saved up right now. I could probably go without my share for this run if needed. I mean, I'm the one pushing for sticking around to get rid of these, so and that makes sense.
Well, let's. Go ahead.
Blur will kind of shrug. I mean, it'd be nice to make something off of doing it, but if it means easier jobs or just more goodwill from people here, then maybe it'd be worth doing it anyway.
I'm kind of on your side.
I mean, I guess we can do community service, sure. Let's figure out what the uncle's okay with getting back.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to start.
Out of character, if we're lucky, we can do karma. We can get karma from this, and that can be converted into New Yen. We're using that optional rule, right, Zach?
Yeah, it's a downtime thing. When we time skip, you can establish spending time to do that. But yes,
Working for the man.
So essentially,
You trade experience for money. There's the other way around, which is working for the people, and that is trading money for experience. But as a Shadowrunner, you generally want both.
It is worth noting that Shadim, due to their limitations, are a relatively inert threat if there aren't any corpses around for them to use. So if we can just damage the corpses they're in enough to make them unusable for them, they won't really be a threat to this area anymore until more corpses are made.
But if it's used as a dumping ground for whatever criminals is around here, what are the other?
Well, I don't think it's used as a dumping ground. It was just where they executed some traffickers one time.
I mean, there's that.
Well,
I mean, we could
wasn't
also
there,
tell them that, hey, don't supply the Shadim with bodies until we can take care of them. I just mean we would have some time to spare in that case.
Wasn't there like a rumor or something going around this place that this was like used often as like a bad place?
No, we got it as haunted.
I mean,
And it is haunted.
there's all kinds of rumors about the area. There's all kinds of shady shit that happens out here. I mean, y'all dropped off a political figure to somebody out in this area.
Yeah,
It's a pretty shady area. There's some shit that happens out here.
Yeah.
to somebody who may or may not be using that political figure for things we don't want to think about.
Nope. Don't think about it.
But I wasn't there for that drop-off. That sounds terrifying.
What was that?
Work.
What was that, Larry?
There's a reason I don't ask questions.
I mean, if we're not able to sit there and bind the spirit and get a payday for selling it, I mean, that whether or not morally we should or shouldn't, that point's moot. Because we can't do it either way.
I got another OOC question, just real quick. Is binding a skill you can't use unless you have points in it?
Correct.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can't default on it. It's also pretty hard to do. You actually have to be good at it if you want to
Yes.
do it successfully.
Yeah, you need to get their force and successes. Or no, they roll twice their force to resist, and you have to beat them.
Yeah.
But if it's only I guess we got to determine the force before we can figure out how good or bad that idea is. Because if it's only force 1 or 2, then you don't theoretically need to be super expert, right?
Yeah.
Do you have the ability to bind things?
No, like I said earlier, it's not something I have experience with.
Gotcha.
I might have if I were with as technology for longer, but I didn't want to be.
Fair.
I'm going to say a half hour has passed between searching and having this conversation.
Yeah.
Fair.
With all the fucking matrix searching, everything that we've been doing.
Shall we just go and talk to our employer and try and figure out if we...
Yeah, let's get that conversation out of the way.
Yeah, and then we need to drop off these wetsuits because I already paid too much for them.
Oh, what? You don't want to get another daily charge?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Okay, so going to go swing by the uncle's place, whose name is currently evacuating itself from my mind.
Andrew Reeds.
Yes. So, going to go see Andrew. He's just a few minutes down the road. And it's 12:55. You roll up. You go looking around. The place where they're having meals and stuff, they seem to be having lunch. Looks like more fish stew. And you do find he is amongst the folks there, and when he sees you lingering at the door, he excuses himself from a table and comes over. Well, have you found anything?
We have possible news, but it's not the best. We'll probably want to speak in private.
All right. He will kind of lead you down the street a little ways. Away from any eavesdropping folks.
Yeah. Well, I suppose I can start with context. Have you ever heard of Shadim, the spirit?
What is that? Some kind of genie or something?
Kind of. Depends on who you ask. So, they are a generally malevolent type of spirit that possesses corpses rather than materializing on our plane. So they'll find a body and pilot it around to do whatever it is they want to do on the material plane.
Okay.
And we have not confirmed, we haven't had the ability to identify the body of the one we've encountered so far. We haven't gotten a good enough look. But it is very possible that after drowning or otherwise dying in the lake, Uranice's corpse was taken by one.
Jeez. Okay. That's... He kind of covers his face with a hand for a moment. Lets out a long exhale. Okay. Yeah. So is there anything you can do?
Possibly. Well, at least some of us, we wanted to have this conversation before fully formulating a plan forward. But we are going to do our best to retrieve her remains if possible. I would like to get rid of the Shadim entirely because they are dangerous to have around. They're not really a threat to the material plane if there isn't a body for them to use, but you never know. It's not like corpses are rare. There is something else too. I wanted to ask, you told me the other day about a set of, I believe it was 4 traffickers who were executed in that lake a while back, right?
Yeah.
Was anything in particular done with their bodies after the fact?
No. We left them where we dropped them.
I see. during my exploration of the bottom of the lake, we saw some cinder blocks with restraints on them that were broken or cut. But I didn't see any. I didn't see any sign of corpses there. So if those are
things
missing,
have been out there.
Yeah, there's a chance there are more of these in the area.
Told them kids not to go out there.
Yeah, if those ones were already present, there's a chance they either are or are otherwise related to Anissa's cause of death, assuming she did die.
Right.
Though the cause isn't really relevant, I suppose, in the end.
It's good to know.
Yeah, if we are correct, I'm sorry you had to find out like this.
Well, when she didn't come home, I braced myself to be prepared for the worst, so.
Yeah. And we wanted to brace you as well as we could, as soon as we could. In the event that all of this is as true as we suspect.
Blur will kind of step up for a second, like raise her hand like she's at school or some shit. If it is your niece, is there, if we can have to bring a part back rather than the whole, is there something you prefer? Something she'd wear or a part of her?
Just something to bury.
She gives a nod.
We will try our best.
I'll make it clean.
Right.
Yeah.
How fit are those spirits to wander?
No one really knows a lot about their motivations. I suspect, at least, that the original, possibly 4, would still be in the area, but maybe not. We found some tunnels down there. I think who was it that was down there? It was, yeah, Blur and St. Cloud got a look, the best look at them, but the ends of one of the tunnels definitely look newer than the others, so they might be working on something. I don't know what. That was what it looked like, right? I'll look at you two, so you can.
Yeah.
Blur just doesn't say anything.
We went diving, seeing if we could see, because from what we understand, she was around one of the houses that was partially submerged.
Yeah, we also found a lot.
Well, we found a corpse. We didn't, but
yeah, out of character. I very distinctly remember Carmine found a corpse. We went down to confirm, and it was not there.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, I'm letting him know what he needs to know about them tunnels.
Yeah.
We went down there to investigate these tunnels that were buried from the basement of one of these partially submerged houses. Tunnel. Fuck it. I'll just display an AR map. They kind of just dig down. And down at an angle away from everything. I'm not sure why they'd be doing that, but at the end of the tunnel, we found a set of shovels. So if someone's been complaining lately about their tools going missing,
no, nobody complaining, though. I don't know if they'd be going to, but what I do know is there are caves and such all over the land in the general area. I mean, from what my parents told me, Maine is rife with all kinds of caves and tunnel systems and such. So I don't know. Maybe they know something we don't. Maybe they're just digging. Maybe they're just fucking weird.
Certainly are, at the very least.
I will take steps to make sure they don't come around here. And if they do, they're gonna regret it.
If you do that, be very careful. As a mage, I am willing to help with the Shadim as much as possible, even outside of this job. I couldn't just leave something like those around a community of people just living their lives.
Oh, we've got our own spirits around. If they want to come over here and mess with us, they're gonna have to contend with them.
That's really good to hear, actually.
Yeah.
Y'all able to bind
still?
spirits?
Offer remains. Actually, that would be great.
I don't know nothing about binding spirits. Whatever that's supposed to mean.
Do you have someone in your community that is gifted?
Oh no,
Magic?
no, not as far as I know. We got a big old. I don't even know how to describe them. It's like asphalt given life, just wandering around. And we're nice to it. We give it stuff, and it'll occasionally do stuff for us. And it generally keeps any nastiness away.
I'll shoot
that sounds really good.
I'll shoot Carmine a look. I don't know if you have like comm links set up. I'll send you a message. Is that normal?
Sounds like a wild spirit. Not very common, but you can find them every now and then.
Okay.
Am I remembering the term correctly? Out of character, it is wild spirit, right? It's not like independent spirit.
Yeah, wild spirits are naturally occurring spirits to our world.
That's what it was, yeah. Haven't played Shadowrun in a little bit, couldn't remember. From what I understand, that's usually how you actually have to interact with wild spirits if you want to. Pretty much give them things, do things for them, make friends, pretty much.
Yeah. It kind of comes and goes. I haven't seen it for a couple days now, but it's around somewhere. Tends to just glide along the roads.
Well, if I run into it before you do, I'll make sure to let it know about Shadim in the area.
Very well. Well, if you happen to have any paint, it likes yellow and white.
I see.
Let's see if I can find some.
Yes.
Let's see, what else is there? Either way, the offer from before stays open. There's a good chance that beating up the Shadim enough to banish it will just happen in the course of retrieving a body. But if not, I'm willing to do what I can.
Right. Most of what matters is just bringing something back. So,
yeah,
if you don't have to go risking your hide over our little pittance of money. So just I'm just saying, don't worry about us.
it's all good. I understand that. But yeah, sorry we don't have anything super concrete this time, but we wanted to at least come and explain what we did know, since I knew it was going to land a bit weird because spirit stuff usually does, no matter what. Thought it would be better to give that explanation sooner rather than later when we're potentially holding bodily remains. That just seemed like it would have been awkward.
Yeah. I appreciate the consideration.
No problem. I don't know if anyone else had anything.
She gives a shrug.
No.
For me.
No, not really.
Well, if you all don't have anything else, are you of the mind to make the trip back into the city proper to return those dive suits?
I would like to.
Yeah, we probably should.
Out of character concern. They're still flying through the water. We do not have dive suits. How are we going to fight in ice cold water against corpse spirits?
They also have my name and my credit card information. I'm not.
I'm just saying. What do we intend to do if we do not have the dive suit?
That is a
Good
great
point, actually.
question.
Perhaps we can formulate that and maybe decide if we need to eat costs on dive suits for another day. Suck ass, but
Well, we have the entire car ride to figure that out.
We could always thread them again if need be.
yeah. Well, my thought is if we have the dive suits now, it's still just the middle of the day. If we need to, maybe we use what we need the dive suits for now before going back.
If you're down to go try to fight this thing in what was approaching dusk, because it is winter.
I mean, it's still only one.
Yeah, it is just before 1 o'clock right now.
Oh,
Like, the sun ain't going down that soon.
I don't know how it works in the future.
It's the sun. It doesn't change.
Your word's global warming.
Do we
Yeah, maybe there's
wanna-
a Dyson sphere on it now.
Oh God. Do we want to try to hunt this thing down now? Considering two of you almost drowned, still probably not the warmest.
Blur gives a slight shrug. It doesn't make a lot of difference to me. I brought everything I need.
You're in a
I
you
mean,
were
it's like one of those drowning.
yeah.
As far as the sun goes, I'm still, and I'll just point at the burns on the side of my face and my hand.
Foodie, Larry, are you two all right?
Yeah, change of clothes.
I really need to see if I can find a spell for drying people off. That would be nice.
Yeah, the two of you, your health is not in danger, but yeah, your clothes are, they feel kind of gross after being fully soaked. It's not great. Being in the heated car definitely helped, but yeah.
More importantly, I feel good.
Also, Carmine, it's called Fireball. That will make them very dry.
Stop it.
It's a little drier than I want them to be.
Hey, you know what they say? Build a man a fire, he'll be warm for a night. Light a man on fire, he'll be warm the rest of his life.
Well,
That's true. Very efficient.
I'm not going to be much use in the water.
Neither am I. Let's see how well that went over.
Blur kind of shrugs. I mean, I can swing and stab, but it'd be better to be out of water.
Well, I get that, but I don't really do anything up close like that. I hack things and I can shoot a gun.
I wonder if there's a way that we could draw the Shadim out of the water, fight it on the shore.
I have an idea of where we could get a corpse.
I was gonna say the same thing.
That's a good point. That is probably the best bait.
I know a couple ways you can get some bodies.
I mean, we could just make them if we want to, but
The corner store sells you bodies.
We could
mean,
we could always
you
talk
know.
to Tubbs.
Next to the future meat.
Sure,
On a serious suggestion, they clearly have their own like law system. We could just ask, like, hey, have you executed anyone recently? Can we borrow their bodies? Clearly, they won't care. I think what happens though.
I mean, I don't think they do that like regularly.
We just told them that there's a Shadim.
We told that guy this.
Well, we're gonna ask that guy. He's the one in charge of our pay.
Are we still right in front of him, by the way?
No.
Assuming you've walked a little bit of ways, he's on his way back to lunch.
Oh, okay. Also, Larry, the corpses are the future meat.
Pork starch.
Somebody did suggest Tub. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I did suggest Tubbs.
He probably knows where to get a body. I mean, if there's anyone...
You also have I have connections to a medical practitioner who probably could get something from a mortuary.
That'd be pretty good.
You're good.
An awesome.
Of course it is.
I mean, but Tub is actually unironically a good idea.
Yeah, I like the
body.
mortuary assistant first, Tubbs second. Tubbs is nearby.
Cool. I mean, plasma is an infected sympathizer. That includes ghouls, so probably got some bodies around. Tubbs is nearby, though.
Yeah, Tubbs is nearby. Let's choose the time efficient option since we may or may not need the wetsuits.
Yeah. Another option is always making a body if there's anyone we need to just get rid of. I can't think of anybody at the moment.
I don't think we've been around long enough to make really that many enemies. Not without it being a whole like ordeal.
Thing.
Yeah.
Blur certainly doesn't have any, and so she just kind of shrugs at the suggestion.
Ooh, do you got any competition in the area you want to get rid of?
Whoa.
Look,
Yeah,
man, that is actually legitimately bad for business, at least on my end, because I try to make connections with people who can give me, leads on some business opportunities.
I'm just simply asking a question. What I will say is that wasn't a no.
Just because I don't like them doesn't mean I'm going to kill them right now.
Okay.
That's fair.
So no for now. Gotcha. I'll make a note of that.
Foodie may have bodies in the future.
If fucking Janice parks in my fucking spot on my turf again, I'm gonna put my foot up her ass.
Janice don't give a fuck though.
Who wants to call Tubbs?
Who wants to or who has to? Those are two very different things.
Blur very quickly disappears behind the nearest person.
Gotcha. I'll fucking call Tubbs.
I'll call Tubbs if you want me to.
Like how quickly she just fucking behind somebody's.
She's behind me, isn't she?
Yes.
I mean,
I can do it. I mean, I didn't have to be there in person last time. So.
Then that's the issue.
You did not receive his information. Everybody who was there got his information.
Yeah, and he knows our names. Yeah. It's just like, hey, I know this person. It's gonna be weird. All right,
I'm like not on his radar enough for him to actually care.
Well, you might get on his radar now, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Still trying to figure that out.
We still have work offer.
Yay!
I'm a call Tubbs.
Cool. Are you calling or are you sending a message?
I'll send a message. Hey, are you available to talk? I'm in the market.
Yeah, you about 30 seconds goes by and then you get a response. I'm available to talk. Always available to talk. Especially about business.
I got some potential business here. I need a bulk shipment that you won't necessarily mind being roughed up. something full.
Mean.
I'm listening.
Consuming the Tubbs bodies, and Tubbs is totally going with it.
Is this something we need to discuss in person?
That would be best.
Very well. An address comes across your comlink.
All right. If people want to come with me, we can do that. Oh no, we all came. We all came in Orochi's car.
If you're gonna make a deal with the devil with him, I'm going with you. Blur will just nod from behind Larry.
If anyone wants to stay in the area, they're more than welcome to, but I'm gonna go talk to Tubbs. I would appreciate
I can go with you.
Carmine if you came with.
Yeah, I've got you.
Yeah. You may disagree with getting me once we get there and talk to him.
I mean, technically, out of character wise, Uday did bring his own vehicle.
All right. Now here's the issue. I'm imagining we get the dead body, but we have to still lure the Shadim and get its attention. So now I'm imagining someone fishing with like just a corpse on the end of their fucking fishing line.
God.
I mean, that sounds pretty accurate.
Affect the trout population. God damn it.
That's some pretty hardcore motion.
Yeah.
But technically speaking, Fude did come here by himself.
Yes.
He did not ride with everyone else.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we came in 3 cars. We have Larry rode up. I rode up with Larry. We have Carmine and Orochi, and then St. Cloud rode up with us, I think.
I none of that matters. Who wants to go talk to Tubbs?
I'm gonna follow. Just for
Blur will just kind of gesture her sword and nod.
We're all going to talk to Tubbs except for Fude.
Well, yeah, I guess because Fude is just gonna go back to wants to go back to the lake and just look around.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm sure you want to go back there by yourself.
Character, please be very careful. It would suck to just disappeared.
Please do not be the corpse that is used to lure the Shadim.
Yeah.
Prepare for some salsa, and I don't
You're gonna
mean
go
the
with
food.
Foodie?
Oh God.
Okay.
All right. It is now Foodie and Larry, so at least Foodie isn't alone.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. The Tubbs. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
All right. So we'll start with the Tubbs folk, and then we will go over to Team Lake.
Okay.
So those of you going to Tub, the address is actually pretty close to the last address you went to make your delivery to Tub. In fact, as you're going there, you're passing through like that other smaller town that was like similar. That was like busy with like foot traffic of like various essentially stalls and stores and stuff of people selling what is almost undoubtedly both legal and illegal merchandise, be it food or goods and maybe services.
Just real quick, can I change me to Team Lake? Because I realize if they do accidentally see a Shadim, that might help to have combat prowess.
Coward.
The combat
But okay.
And I'm not going to contribute to talking, so
Okay.
I apologize. That just happened very quickly, and I realized, oh shit.
Okay.
All right. So, Tub folks, you're passing through this little bit of town, and you do recall where you had turned off to kind of loop around to this like loading dock area. The address you're given apparently leads to the front of the same building.
It was like a different suite inside a shopping center kind of thing.
It's well, from the outside, it looks like it might be like maybe some kind of warehouse or something. It's a fairly large building.
Yeah. Last time we were at a loading dock.
Yeah,
Oh,
but you're
right.
parked out front, and you know there's not really other cars around. You get out, you make your way to the front door. You see there is a light on inside, and you head in. and this lobby area looks like it is being converted from what might have been a sort of maybe a lobby or maybe a break room or something. You're not really sure, but there are a bunch of various like refrigeration units, a countertop, and even some like chest freezers and such. And they're all behind this counter and in the general like what looks like I guess the customer area. There's like chairs and stuff. And you come in, at first you don't see Tub anywhere. So you're looking around. There's a really old, like black and white carpet that is like faded and dirty. The windows are dirty. The walls are kind of grungy looking. The overhead lights kind of flicker every once in a while. But after a minute of waiting there, Tub makes his appearance. For the person who's not seen Tub before, Tub is a troll that is overweight by troll standards.
Mm-hmm.
He is a very heavy-set guy. He has tattoos all up his arms. He's got a few scars and nicks here and there. One of his eyes looks kind of off.
One could call him
like it doesn't look quite right. He's like in a tank top, and he's got an apron on, and you can tell he's like he's patting his hands dry on the sides of his shirt that is not covered by the apron, and the apron is smeared in like dark red and brown colors. And he half walks, half waddles up to the counter, gives you a big troll smile, and leans on the countertop. So you wanted to talk with old Tub?
I did.
Oh my god, I forgot that was okay.
What can Tub do for you, or what can you do for Tub?
Well, you see, I've recently come in the market for some material.
What kind of material are you looking for?
Are we able to speak plainly?
Oh, absolutely.
I need a body.
Shockingly specific fishing bait.
A body.
Yep.
Now, what kind of body are you in the business for?
Are you familiar with Shadim?
Oh, Shadim. Now that's rather particular. But yes, I am very familiar.
Oh fuck! It might be better for you to talk to him than Carmine.
Should I be concerned that you're very familiar with? You know, it's fine.
He looks at you for a moment, gives you a sly smile, and is like, maybe, but I don't think you're gonna be concerned. I think you and I could even do some business together ourselves.
No, there's already enough I'm concerned about. It's fine.
Suit yourself.
No. I mean, like, it's fine that to do business, not that I wouldn't mind. I think, in particular, what we would be after would be a body that is appealing for a Shadim to use. So, most likely something well preserved, someone healthy.
Yes,
etc.
I've certainly got, well, I can make something available. Jesus, fuck.
Wait.
Sure, let me whip something up right quick.
He's already gone and the guy next to him.
Depends on
What's your budget?
That's a good question. What is our budget anyway?
That's the other matter. That's why I'm not really like being super particular. Just something that I'll level with you. Recently, one of these things took a troll body.
I mean, I don't blame him. Have you seen us? He like gives his gut a slap, realizes he's got some of this brownish red stuff on his hand, and then wipes it on like a cleaner spot of the apron a bit.
I'm simultaneously repulsed and amused by this man.
Yeah.
The trouble is that we think it was young troll girl. We're trying to get the body back for the family.
Oh, how sweet of you.
Yeah, they're
like
paying
I
us
said,
for it.
I can provide something, but I need something in return. I'm running a legitimate business here, folks.
And I understand that.
The corpse start needs to float one.
Listen, I gotta file court.
Which is why it's just like I wanted to speak more plainly and get what prices you'd be willing to give up. I'm not exactly looking for the finest specimen, but something that will do the trick.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, let's see here.
Something to at least get it on land, not necessarily something that would give up its current body. But if it wants something to stay for later or for another Shadim or something, then maybe we can make that work.
Trying to. What? Fucking. Let's do this. Take a glance here. Cool. Well, that's not a huge help. Okay. Well, how picky do you want to be? You want just plain old flabby armed human? I can do that. A fairly reasonable cost. The whole body is raise the price a little bit. But I could do. Those are fairly easy to come by. So I'd be willing to part with it for 2 or 3 grand out the door.
Yeah, give me just a second. Let me talk to Carmine here.
Yeah.
By all means.
How many of us actually came here?
Me, you, and Orochi.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
We're already down. We're already 4 grand in the hole on this entire thing.
Yeah.
Fuck.
We could
Yeah,
ask
Cosmic
him
Corp.
service, maybe.
I don't know. Do we want to get that involved with this business, though?
I do not.
No.
Not especially not for this run, because like, what are we going to be offering? We're going to be able to offer him a troll body of a little girl, of a fucking body that we're trying to have buried with the family. I find that to be counterproductive.
Yeah. Well, at the very least, I don't think we did anything super amazing, since like, we're not trying to get this thing to leave the body for a different one. We would have to have something crazy for that. But depending on how many more Shadim are around, yeah, they might be looking for more to find. If there just aren't any others over there, their standards might not be that high. That said, we are, like you said, already in the hole by quite a bit.
So let me posit this question. We get this body. The Shadim possesses it. We blow it to kingdom come. Does that actually do anything, or we'll just hop back to another body if it was already possessing one? It was just like, oh, I'll just add more to the collection. If it's not doing that, and it's just...
It would hop back to another body, most likely.
Okay.
The hope was that, well, the hope would be that one currently possessing a body would go up to retrieve it, but it is entirely possible that another would simply possess it if it was being brought back for a different one. So this plan might actually not hold as much water as I originally thought.
Yeah, in hindsight, I realize if we have to get the girl and one just comes out, just possesses the body, we're kind of still at square one.
Yeah, I mean,
and that depends entirely on like numbers. Like, there's factors that we don't understand and just don't know.
We are going on assumptions for some things still.
Yeah, I don't like. I mean, I don't know if you believe in a soul or whatever, but I'm not. I want to save my skin. My soul can wait. So I think I just apologize to Tubbs for taking up his time, and then just not in the budget. Once we've discussed what's going on, what we'd actually need.
Yeah, I think that's the call, because if we don't even know if this is going to work, there are too many ways it could go wrong.
I mean, I'm just as liable to sit here and just post up in Orochi's van with the rifle and point at the water.
Actually, come to think of it, a living person might actually be better bait than a corpse for this thing, because they would have to come at you with other bodies to fight you.
I mean, I'll do it. It just
and we're living people for free. We don't have to pay for that. Well, we do, but not more than we already are. You know.
I think that's our plan, is draw it out of the water by pissing it off. Stir up the hornet's nest.
Yeah, our presence there at all was enough to get it to try to flip the boat, try to get us to go away. Which is something.
Yeah. Well, if that was the case, why didn't it come try to fucking kill me and Blair?
I think it was just trying to scare us off, like like an animal. If you walk into its territory,
they don't take me as that. We'll talk about that later. I'll let Tub know though.
Yeah. Let's not keep waiting too long.
All right. Hey, Tub.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that total cost effectiveness not in our interest, but I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us on this. And
I'm willing to trade work for goods.
Well, the only body that we know of is supposed to get buried afterwards, so I wouldn't be able to provide that.
Hey, depending on what work you're doing, I might even be willing to add a little pay on top. I'm always in need of a little, able-bodied folks like you.
I don't know why I find Tubbs so fucking amusing. There's something deeply wrong with me.
All right.
I mean, there's something wrong with me and being able to do the top tier Southern molester voice.
Jesus. What kind of work?
Oh, I prefer... Well, you did some work for me already. Well, it wasn't really for me. I just got to benefit. But if you could do similar things for me... My business has very specific needs, you see. I work to meet certain wants and needs for my clientele. And sometimes that means I need people like you to go and get those goods for me. And I pay handsomely for that. So depending on what body you want, it could cover all the cost. But if you want a cheaper body, it could mean a little bit more nuyen in your pocket.
In fairness, we don't need that good of body, right?
We don't. I'm gonna be honest. In fairness, we don't know what the fuck we need.
It sounds like our mage does.
Only what I've been able to infer from the situation. In fact, like after talking about it, I actually think us being there alive and looking threatening and or appealing could be better paid, since they would have to actually come with a body to confront us rather than just possessing a corpse and fucking off with it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no for right now, Tub. We in our talks we did change our plan a little bit, where a corpse would no longer be necessary. I think we're gonna kick the hornet's nest instead, rather than go fishing.
Oh, what a shame then. But you're always free to come by. But before you go, and he turns his attention to Carmine, perhaps I can do something for you. You're looking a little worse for wear.
Oh my god, offering her essence.
Don't
He's
worry.
offering you essence.
He pulls out a remote from his pocket, clicks a button on it, and one of the fridges, it detints, and you can see inside the fridge, and it is racks and racks of blood bags.
Oh, jeez.
I offer good prices.
I kind of try to like I scratch my face as cover for covering my mouth as my fangs extend. I actually, let me even see how many blood bags I have right now, because I don't remember if I have any.
While you're checking that, he does gesture to one of the top shelf blood bags.
We even got a real nice vintage in lately. Caucasian, female, long, fine lineage, real pristine stuff, or so I'm told.
I'm gonna laugh if that's her blood.
Is that it? Tub, that wouldn't happen to be a new vintage, would it?
Newly in stock, for sure.
Okay.
There's questions and I want none of them answered.
He's selling us her blood.
That's amazing.
He's selling us the lady we kidnapped blood. That's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Gotta respect the hustle, I guess.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, I respect it.
You know, Tub, I'm gonna say something. I kind of expected that, but I did not expect for it to be a long-term commitment that you make to that.
Listen, I'm running a very legitimate business here. I have customers from all over the area coming in for my goods because I offer the best. I meet the wants and needs of the people.
Will that vintage be in restock at any point, or when it's sold out, it's gone? That's the question.
Oh, it'll be around for a little while.
Okay.
I'll guarantee you that much.
Okay. Carmine, I have questions for you later, but for now, I'm gonna go meet Orochi in the truck.
Whoa.
You have fun.
That's right. None of us know that you're a vampire.
I kind of do. You saw me burn in the sun.
Orochi's
weird.
Yeah, I'm surrounded by so many weirdos that nothing's weird anymore.
I'm not weird.
Orochi knows.
You have a cyber deck in your head. You're kind of weird. By Decker standards, you're kind of weird.
That's heavy or not? Like, did your neck have to like build muscle to adjust for it?
It does. That's why I'm body 3.
It's all in his neck.
It's all in the neck.
If I do anything but try to cut off his head, it's body 1.
Yeah. But no. No. Sacred excuses himself. I'm good.
For this section in general, what does the price range look like?
You asking for the premium stuff?
Like what's the top end from the premium stuff, and what's the lower end for everything else?
The top shelf is going to run you about 500 million a bag, but from some of my customers, quite worth a little treat. Bottom shelf stuff will generally run you 25 to 50 a bag. If you're really particular for the unusual that I don't regularly keep in stock, I can make arrangements.
Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Wow. So this isn't sex trafficking. This is a ghoul seller. Like,
You think they're
yeah,
exclusive?
Carmine, you know enough to pick up. This is obviously a highly illegal Tamanus front.
Yeah.
you may need to explain that to Larry.
For those that don't know, Tamanus is an organization that in some parts of the world operates legally, but in most of the world operates illegally. And Tamanus is effectively an organ-lugging worldwide criminal syndicate. They are known to patronize predominantly ghouls, but vampires and anybody else who needs to buy black market organs, people, and other general stuff. If you do want to Google them, there is some more heinous shit that they do that I'm not going to go into detail right now, because they'll do some fucked up shit. Because well,
when you're running organs, doing other shit is just a step away.
Well, consider this. While the sinless are an immensely large population, you can't always afford to take people off the streets. So farming humans is a trade that they participate in. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Damn.
I tried to be polite about
it. Sorry, farming metahumans. They're not racist. Meat is meat.
Well, at least they're not racist.
Yeah. Actually, it's a few questions. Just for like my character's experience so far. Yeah. Is there much of a difference in flavor or any other qualities between different metatypes?
I will leave that up to your character because that is something that is not talked about in the setting. But I would assume there are vampires, whether it's true or not, that have developed preferences.
Yeah, probably.
Just because that is a very common, like, vampire theme thing. Blood might be blood, but I am sure that there are vampires that are like, orcs taste like shit. Or, humans just don't have a refined enough flavor. Or whatever have you. I'm sure there is a degree of difference just because they are technically different, but
yeah, I imagine
it's never detailed.
I imagine lifestyle and health probably.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's absolutely something to be said about blood quality with like alcohol content and other such stuff. Absolutely.
You ever had a PhD, kid?
Yeah.
I will say for all the viewers at home, if you do decide to Google this,
we take no responsibility.
We take no responsibility. You will be, if you are sensitive to violent crimes or other,
it's bad.
It's bad. It's real fucking bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
There's a reason I'm not Googling it right now. I'm just here for the easy stuff because it's all relative.
But also, like, I don't think it bears too much. But late warning, like, if you're sensitive to the violence and weird shit, we're in a Shadowrun RPG.
This was covered in session 1. Like, I'm not rehashing that conversation every session.
Yeah.
Other question. So I have for most of my time in Maine so far, when I've had, packaged blood, it's come from my Street Talk friend in Contact Plasma. How do tubs prices compare to plasmas?
There for the typical bottom shelf stuff, it's probably a little bit cheaper.
Tubs is?
Because plasma is, well, not as suspect as the work tub does. Plasma is buying things from technically off of, through underground channels, but is also buying essentially excess that will not necessarily be noticed missing, or at least if it is noticed, they're not going to care as much. So it's generally stuff that is morally safe, we'll say.
Yeah, I imagine plasma is doing like, acquiring what you would get as like for like medical reasons, but maybe in a larger volume because he caters to infected.
Yeah. Tub is absolutely obviously morality goes out the window with wherever Tub gets his stuff. Because in Aslan, Tamanus is a legal business. You could go down the street to your local Tamanus and buy whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
And those prices were cheaper than what's here.
Man, some things were a little bit easier back there.
Yes.
I mean, I wasn't exactly out on my own there, so I don't think I even paid for it, but,
Yeah. But piecing together that this is probably a Tamanus front, obviously you've not seen the name anywhere. It's not been said. But assuming, considering the size of the building and everything, that it probably is, you imagine these other fridges are probably filled with different cuts of meat. And they are tinted for a reason.
That's when we came in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. To be honest, I am running a little bit low on groceries lately. My budget isn't very high, so I'll have to stick to the bottom shelf for now. But how much would it be to get... Actually, before I make a purchase, do you have a way for me to carry this out of here discreetly?
Of course,
like a paper bag or something. Oh, okay.
If you're willing to chip in a little bit more, I can throw in a spare cooler for you. But I can do brown bag for you if you want a doggy bag to go.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
God damn. Does Orochi have a cooler in her car? I don't remember.
I want to hate Tubs. I love this character.
Let's see.
How you make a good character.
I'm guessing it isn't, as far as I could tell, there wasn't like a specific upgrade. Would you say that the smuggling compartment could have a cooler compartment, a cooler addition?
Actually, if it has thermal shielding, it's probably pretty insulated anyway.
It could.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I think since we're on the way home anyway, I can probably do just fine with brown bag for today.
Suit yourself. How much you want?
How much were the lower end ones again? You said 25 to 50?
Yeah, most of this stuff is human, dwarf. Any preference on gender or anything?
Not really. Not at my current means, at least. You know how it is.
Yes. So if you want absolute bottom shelf, that's just gonna be human, 25 a bag.
Let's see. I think I'll set myself up for a week and get 7 plus. Well, I haven't had any today. I'll grab an 8th one too.
Very well. He'll open the fridge, and after pressing in a code on, apparently the door is actually a touchscreen as well. Opens the door and just grabs from the front row 8 bags, and will get a brown paper bag with very practiced ease, unfolds it, opens it, and slides the bags inside, folds it over, staples it shut, and slides it over towards you. and we'll take your Nuyen transfer.
Yeah, perfect. I've deducted the 200 from my sheet. That's yeah. Perfect. Thanks. And I'll keep you in mind in the future.
By all means. And if I'm not out here up front when you come by, just shoot me a message and your comm link will ping with his contact information.
I'll pull it out.
Question.
Check that. Gotcha.
How bad was it to be fed on in this universe? There was essence loss, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Is that a permanent essence loss or?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. So like, I have to feed every month I lose an essence, and I have to drain essence to get that back. But I also have to drink at least a serving of blood each day to just like physically sustain myself.
Mm-hmm.
Although essence is also, if I feed directly on someone, I drain it that way. But yeah, the experience can vary. Between I think it's based on what emotions are involved in the incident. It can go from either very pleasurable to very painful and terrifying, depending on how the infected does it.
Mm-hmm.
Banshees in particular have to form an emotional connection in that way to feed on essence, so tend to push it in one direction or another. But yeah. I'll make sure to save his contact information and give him a nod and head back out to the car.
Yes. So, two of you see her come out with a fucking brown bag. That looks a little hefty.
Actually, I'm probably having a little bit of trouble carrying that because that's 8.
That's 8 liters of blood.
Yeah, that's a lot. Holy shit.
That's a good paper bag. Who's his supplier?
Like, I mean, I'm carrying it around from like around the bottom under my arm, but still.
He used the sacred technique of double bag.
Whoa. A true master.
When you get back in the car, St. Cloud's just gonna look. So, I didn't want to jump to conclusions earlier when you got all burnified, but
Oh, yeah. It is what it looks like this time.
Okay.
I understand if you or anyone else have any reservations about that.
I mean,
Capri Sun just strong.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be like opening the bag up and pulling one out while we talk. I'll slide the rest of it into the smuggling compartment if it's reachable from a seat. I don't actually know where it is.
Can you taste normal food at all?
Yeah, it doesn't stay down though, and it doesn't give me any nutritional value.
Oh, and so I imagine it doesn't taste any better coming up.
Oh no.
Do you have to do that often? Like as often as you would normally eat, or?
Yeah, just about. I can get by on about kind of hold the bag up this much in a day.
Yeah, it's usually works out pretty well. It's just the blood part is pretty easy to get.
I mean, I'm not one to judge. We all have our vices. Some of us don't get to really choose them. So, but
I don't think this considers a vice, more like a requirement. But yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Say, I have a lot of food allergies, so I'm on a very strict all liquid diet.
I see that.
Yeah. Well, not really all liquid.
Nope.
Technically.
Nope. Well, we don't need the particulars. So I'm gonna not look at you when you do that. I hope you don't take offense to that.
It's just a Capri Sun.
Yeah.
What, Orochi?
It's just a Capri Sun.
Gonna like extend one fang to like poke a hole in the corner of the bag. Yeah, that's fine. I get it.
Okay. I'll stay quiet about it. Not my
Sorry,
business.
I actually haven't had any today. And I'm out at home, so.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna look at the road. You have fun back there. And St. Cloud is just gonna lock up and look forward, occasionally looking at the mirror to see if he's being eyed.
No.
Yeah, St. Cloud is the next meal. What are you talking about?
Strangely enough, I have seemed, other than like, the very pretty mundane, normal kind of hunger that's just for specifically blood. Like I've had that going on of like, yeah, definitely hungry. Anything you might have heard about strain 1 infected, like going crazy, not being able to control themselves and needing to feed on people because they're so starving. If you think about it, I've actually seemed like very sated for the entire time you've been around me. I am good.
St. Cloud is doing his damnedest not to think about it.
Just looking and go, I can drink from you. I'm gay.
You know what's really funny is I find Orochi has problems with St. Cloud because Nano. St. Cloud has problems with Carmine because Vampire. I'm waiting for Carmine to have problems with Orochi so that we can complete the triangle.
No, we need to make a chain. Oh, good.
I don't know if anyone actually knows that Orochi is using Nano.
St. Cloud does.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought St. Cloud has.
Yeah, right. I just recalled.
St. Cloud is,
Okay.
I had it backwards.
Yep.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
All right. Lake team.
Well, yeah, Lake team.
Lake team. You all head over back to the lake. I'm assuming you're going to keep most of your attention around what was once Collins Pond, because going out into the flooded neighborhoods beyond is not easy to really walk around. So the three of you go ahead and are back at the pond. Nothing unusual is going on when you come back. What do you want to do?
I'm going to find a rock and throw it at the lake.
Or plunk?
Yep. Uday is more curious about. Well, now that we're back at the lake, he probably tried to see if he could pull up an old city schematic of the area.
Give me a matrix search.
Once nothing is aggravated by my rock throw, I poke at the lake with the Nonachi a little bit.
Okay.
Splish splash.
Don't have matrix search on there.
It is computer plus intuition.
Yeah.
Matrix plus intuition. So that's 5. Okay.
Blur will then give a shrug to the others.
Well, my work here is done.
You're limited your data processing, so if you're using a comlink, good luck.
I mean, comlinks can have good data processing.
I mean, they can.
I think mine has good data processing. I brought like a grade 3 comlink.
A success. Okay.
I get a singular success.
Yeah, well, you find. Actually, I need to double check the date on this. Fucking. Let's see.
Oh, wait, apparently I get one more. Nice. Hold on.
Okay.
So apparently it's my perception also gives me another. Nope, never mind.
Hey, not a glitch, though.
Cool.
How did I get a 0?
It's because you rolled a 1.
Oh, it's no hit. Okay.
Yeah. You do some looking. You manage to find an old, crusty ass, blurry by 2080 81's standards map that dates back to like 2000.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's this area has been fucked for a long time. Alternate history, folks.
Yep.
So you can see the neighborhoods that were here and all of that. So you have a idea of how this was different. And in fact, this area where you're standing now used to be just a pond.
It used to be just a pond.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, nothing in likes of what he was thinking about. Damn. But he'll still take a look at it anyways, because he's curious about some of the buildings closest to the pond.
Oh yeah, even on the map you can see that there were neighborhoods and stuff where the neighborhood is now. None of that has changed because this area has been flooded since then. The earthquake happened back in 2005. Well, the earthquake in New York, which subsequently led to the flooding up here.
Oh, go.
Okay. I was thinking one more thing, just kind of late on the uptake. When you went into the submerged house where you found the body, there were a bunch of appliances blocking your way, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we had the dishwasher, or not dishwasher, like laundry washer, blocking the entrance to the tunnels.
That's kind of weird that all those appliances would be kind of stacked up like a wall, a defensive wall.
Well, it was
underwater.
It was one appliance, but also the fact that it was in front of the hole to the tunnel was a little weird. I did pick up on that.
Yeah, it feels like that was like a barricade.
That was intentional.
Why would you need that underwater? Who's coming for you?
That said, I guess we still have the wetsuits. Blur is here if we want to do some into the water a bit. Blur's not going to want to go too deep alone. She knows that water fighting is not her forte.
And I think he's still out there.
Oh, in fairness, she's not worried about the thing. She's worried about fighting in the water and letting that slow her down.
Yep. Does anything in the Matrix search also pull up like city planning? Like
not with one success. You found specifically the map you were looking for.
Okay. Dang. We also don't know wholly if it just stays in the water. We know it was moving through it.
I tried to throw some rocks and poke at it.
But only started to attack and got mad when you got close to that house. Like it's different.
After a while, yeah.
No. I think it only got mad when Syndra tried to follow it. When Carmine was astrally projecting by it for too long.
No, it flipped the boat before that, though.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So it was at least us being there.
Yeah, we investigated the house and we were in the tunnel for a while before that, on multiple occasions. So I don't know that that's linked to why he was angry.
Yeah, it's just finding what's going to make it bad enough to come after you.
Yeah. It might have been that we were,
whether or not it was actually moving toward the hidden structure or hidden like water pipe on this side, or if it was just going this way because it's far enough away from where we were at, so it wouldn't be seen.
Yeah, because even when it flipped the boat, it didn't go after you, Larry, and you were struggling to come up from the water.
What if it was trying to get you to turn around to save me to get away from it?
Oh, you mean to get Carmine to break off?
Yeah.
There's no way Carmine could have known about that, though.
No, because Larry was already having issues before Carmine was actually coming out. Was even need
You
left.
mean Larry.
Only
So what happened was the boat got flipped while I was down in the tunnel with the other two. They informed me somehow that had happened because they just got sent a message.
We
And I
signed
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Not ASL. We just fucking waved our hands around.
Yeah, because my thought was, if they need to go save their friend, they're gonna leave and go do that instead of.
But they weren't following but Carmine wasn't following the thing yet.
No, we were sitting outside in the boat. There was me and then Larry in the boat.
Yeah, that was only you and with my Dodachi.
Right, with the
Thank you
sword.
very much for taking care of that, by the way. That is fully facetious.
I mean, I guess, yeah, no, we got flipped. That's when the message got sent out because, hey, something happened. And then Larry was having issues with swimming.
Coming up, and we sent Carmine back, who then followed the orc body, or not orc, troll body. That was pretty much gliding through the water like a fucking fish.
Yeah. That was the situation.
So I guess the question is, what did make it mad? Or was it just an opportunity? It saw a boat, it flipped it, and then too much activity happened and decided, nah, not worth it.
Trying to make more supply.
Well, that's an option, but like, because now that I think of it, the girl got taken alone. We had people.
And also, it sounds like this thing has not struck outside the water. It is stuck in this location.
Well, it's not stuck. That's just not how spirits work. Because it doesn't need to.
I think she said it has stuck to this location, not that it is stuck here. Like it stayed here for some reason.
No, she's saying it is stuck.
Oh.
Larry's positing that the Shadim can't leave for some reason.
Or it won't for some reason.
I like the won't part, but I'm also not entirely sure about the rest of the.
I mean, won't is more likely than can't, because as far as I know, like, that's just not how spirits work.
Yeah, just for some reason, if it wanted more bodies for itself, it could go into town and kill somebody. That's pretty easy.
That raises. There's a lot of moving parts there, and we can't equate spirit logic to what humans think or meta-humans think, because ultimately spirits are entirely alien in their way of being. That said, maybe we can try to replicate the results. Do we want to? I don't want to put one of us out on a boat.
We also don't have any other spare boats because couldn't really flip it over.
Well, we brought the one boat back, right? I was in a boat to go get my Nodachi.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we did. Okay.
Yes, the boat was flipped over. You did save it.
Okay. So then.
Yeah. So we have a boat, but I don't want to put a solo person in there 10 minutes out on the water, because if they can't make it back, then they're fucked.
I mean, out of character, why don't we pull a Mythbusters? Remember when they put that dummy on a raft and shoved it into a river full of hippos just to see what would happen?
No, I don't remember that. Why do you remember that?
That sounds amazing.
You're the one who binges Mythbusters, but why not put the boat out there as bait?
Just empty?
See what happens.
Do we have a rope?
Like a rope to it, yeah.
I was about to be like, do we have a rope?
Fude does not have any rope in his pack.
Maybe we can't do that right now. I sure as hell don't have rope. I'm for it.
I have a tow line.
You're not with us though.
At least not yet.
Yep. This is late right now.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. I guess, Foodie, if you want to tell us like what your plans are, because Blur is happy to act out as fucking a body to do things.
Yeah, well, realistically, all I was trying to do was just kind of canvas the far side of the lake from where the house was, because we know that the whatever it was moving in that direction.
So we want to be on the opposite side?
Effectively. Because unless, of course,
which-
it decided to make a change in its flight path, but I don't think that was noted.
Which
Okay.
you can walk over there. It's just it's going to take time, and it's a really roundabout sort of walking.
We can drive over there, right?
Yes.
Vaguely.
Actually?
You have to figure out what road is actually going to get you on the other side and not lead into a flooded street of a neighborhood.
That's fair. I guess let's walk over there and then we'll do a little bit more thorough investigation.
Yeah.
So it'll take a little bit, but you walk around, and as you walk around, you see more and more of like the edges of this lake have become like overgrown with like thick grasses and bushes and such. There is not so much sounds of wildlife because we're still technically in winter. But you make your way around, and you can see that there are just these tops of houses in rows that are visible above the water. And it's pretty still and quiet.
Like one.
Interesting.
Yeah, what time is it now?
Doing that initial like look around and then that walking, it's probably been about 30 minutes. So it's pushing 1:30.
Okay. Almost. So it's like 1:25. We got plenty of daylight to burn. Blur's still all up in her wetsuit. She hasn't quite changed out of that. Do you want me to do a like going in there, at least like in the shallows?
Probably. I guess is it with a perception check? It'll help us find anything that would look like movement of people, hoofoots, anywhere along the bank line.
Give me a perception check.
Is that? Because especially if it was only for us roughly 4 hours ago, any active or any recent signs of activity could be useful to figure out if the body came this way, if it left the lake from this area. And with two hit.
You do not see any indications of activity on land. That is recent.
Okay. How far are some of the houses from where we're at on this bank of the pond? Or edge of the pond?
Yeah, you're not seeing any human activity.
No, I understand. I'm asking how far are the houses from the edge of the
How
pond
far
where
are the
we're at on
houses?
land?
Okay.
Yeah.
The closest house is probably about 20 yards.
Yeah,
Or
not too
I
bad.
guess I should say 20 meters because Shadowrun.
Slightly farther.
Yeah.
It's not terribly far.
No, it's not too far for someone to be able to respond, but it's also still a little too far for comfort.
I mean,
Yeah.
Blur is physically fit and sturdy.
That's true. So I guess if Fuide would probably ask Blur to try and take a look around near the pond edge and where these banks of buildings are to see if there's been any activity like or human or human or troll like bipedal activity.
Yep.
She's just gonna interpret that as activity in general and give a thumbs up.
Okay.
She'll go diving. She's going to unsheath her Nodachi and bring her Nodachi explicitly with her because she does not want to be out there underwater with less than 2 weapons.
Okay.
Okay.
So Blur and Larry, I also need you two to give me perception checks.
Oh no. Oh no.
What do I roll for that again?
Perception.
Plus intuition.
Yeah, perception ranks plus intuition. I believe on the dice sheet or on your character sheet, it should have the math done for you if you put any ranks in it.
Make sure you're rolling with SR, not roll.
Yeah, you'll do / roll SR, whatever your dice pool is. That's 5 successes on my side. A lot of 6s. Could have pre-edged. Oh well.
All right. What is the code for roll again?
/ roll. Apologies. One of us is on a phone.
It's SR.
SR, whatever your dice pool is. 4 successes for Larry.
Cool.
Cool.
I see it here.
Great. Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting. So, Blur, while you're looking around in the water, it's it's a little dark because it's overcast. The water's also just kind of murky by its very nature. But you're kind of looking around. You're looking towards the building, and you see a shape hugging close to the bottom of the water, where there is silt kind of moving around it, and it is darting towards you at alarming speed. And at the exact time that is happening, Larry, you're just kind of casually looking around. Foodie is looking at these houses, deep in thought, and you happen to take a look behind you, and you see a pair of horns emerging from a bush. And we're going to end it there for tonight and pick up next time.
Oh man, I'm so glad I went into the late team. Now that happened on that side. Granted, fuck me for being alone with whatever this is, but
hey, better you than me.
Woohoo, Lake Team! Let's go, Lake Team!
Lake Team!
Lake Team!
Well, I like being on the other team. I can actually do my grocery shopping at the same time. That was nice.
Yeah, St. Cloud got to learn things he didn't need to learn.
How much blood is it that actually you need to drink per day or so? Like, not the essence part, just the blood.
We're treating it as a blood bag, so about a liter.
Because Roshi probably has supplied that on occasion.
You mean your essence?
No,
just blood?
Yes.
Oh, I thought the blood was just the conveyance for essence, because that's what
it is.
It's both.
It is, but vampires in the setting still need to drink blood.
It's complicated.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to thank everybody for listening, and enjoying our shenanigans. I like to think that Shadowrun is always entertaining whenever we play it.
I love Shadowrun so much.
I enjoy this, even when fucking kill me. I am 1v1ing the boss.
They're going to try to kill you, if that makes you feel any better.
Well, there are horns coming out of a bush, so that one's probably a troll. But the other one coming toward you, we don't know. I forgot to ask.
A very angry deer.
Remember to have a flashback of all of your friends, and then you will push through.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I am glad that I succeeded the perception check.
Oh, if you had noticed, sucks so much.
Yeah. But
And then I was just bored instantly.
But thank you for listening. We'll hope to have you on the next one, and see you later. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Molly.